Great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Hey, so that you remember, or just in case you can't read it like right up there. My name's Ian Cruickshank, and I am the CEO of a fantastic company called Leadbox. I'm glad you came to join me at my desk today. We're going to talk about electric vehicles. More specifically, we're going to talk about the wacky fluctuations with supply and demand. Does it sound familiar? This is really kind of a running theme these days. Supply and demand is a little bit out of whack, right? We're dealing with lots of situations just as a general reality when we talk about macroeconomics today and interest rates and inflation and all sorts of funky stuff. Well, your electric vehicles sitting there on the lot are not on their own in having to deal with some frustrating realities. Let's take the first and most common that people get excited about. How about Elon's fantastic price drops? Did you have a few of those on the lot? Did you have a few Tesla, a few Model 3s, maybe Model Y sitting on the lot? Maybe you had a few or quite a few, right? There's a lot of folks losing a lot of money in that time, right? So some of us have had a lot of success selling a lot of those vehicles in the last while, so maybe we've been able to offset some of those losses, but regardless, it sucks. Right? It sucks when that happens. It's unpredictable. Meanwhile, all of the other vehicles are increasing, what, 22, I saw percent, even 30% for the cost of a vehicle today. Right? These are some massive price increases that are happening. Meanwhile, Elon pulls the pin out, drops Model 3, $10,000 over the last 10, 12 months. Right? So radical shifts. The reality is when you're sitting on those vehicles, and this is kind of a sidebar, get rid of them quick, right? Sell those vehicles. Don't wait. Don't sit on them thinking, oh, I might be able to sell them for more. The market will fluctuate back or something like that. No, just those are sunk, gone. Sell them as quick as you can, right? Focus on bringing in other vehicles, selling those at a better rate. Focus on just moving on. Even if you can finish it with a calendar year and maybe pay a little bit less in tax. Who knows? Find that silver lining. But the reality is we're now in this spot where there's been so much excitement and pressure to get electric vehicles out into the market. And I can tell you, as a Vancouverite, right, I'm out here in British Columbia, every other car that I see is electric, right? Well more than 20% of the new vehicles sold in market are electric. And we still have a whole lot of Mach-E's, a whole lot of Lightnings if we're talking Ford. We still have a whole lot of Bolts, a whole lot of other vehicles sitting on lots in our dealer partners' locations. We still have probably a few too many cars. And let's be clear, right? You're working, maybe you're a baker. Let's kind of dial it back a bit. Maybe you're baking loaves of bread and you're working so hard and you want to hit that break even and you want to make a bunch of profit, but you don't want to make too many loaves. You want the last person that comes in to visit your store at 4:59 or 5:59 or whatever it is, the last minute of your day, you want to give them that last loaf of bread, and supply and demand are hitting perfectly. Everything's working great. But the reality is supply and demand aren't hitting perfectly. So there's a modicum of patience that's required, but there's also the other side of it, which is if you spend the time, if you get excited about it, if you get focused on moving those electric vehicles, you can be that person in your market that is excelling in that area. I've had probably 4 conversations in the last maybe 2-3 weeks with operators that are getting super excited about selling EV or excited about the potential of what's going to happen when they start to excel, right? A Quebec GM operator who's shipping vehicles from Vancouver to his location up north in Quebec to sell electric vehicles in that market. Does it get cold in Quebec? Yes, it does. Is he still stoked about EVs? Yes, he is, absolutely. Dealership just down the road from me in Vancouver, heavily invested in electric vehicles, right? Working for a manufacturer that doesn't have a huge number of electric vehicles in their lineup right now, but is doing extremely well in pre-owned electric. Did they lose a bit of money when Elon played his games? Yes. Did they keep trucking, steadfast, focused on being the expert in electric in their market? 100% they did, right? So you can either sit back and think, oh, it's a fad, oh, it's going to go away, oh, there's a better way, hydrogen's going to change everything, whatever, or you can just put your money where your mouth is and get focused and work hard on selling the vehicles that are there. I know it might be a little brash to say it, but the reality is there's going to be a whole lot more coming into market. Have you seen VinFast vehicles in your backyard? Have you seen BYD? Have you seen any of the other Chinese manufacturers? Not that VinFast is a Chinese manufacturer, to be clear, but there are about 6 brands crushing it in China right now, bringing incredible vehicles to markets outside North America. We got to be ready for that sort of thing. We got to know what's going on. We got to work hard at it. So take the time, invest the effort, invest the energy into getting to know this part of the business, and just go for it. If you need a little help, let us know. We've been having a lot of fun helping folks market these vehicles, helping folks to better understand EV retailing. And it's just something that we've decided to be stoked about, right? When there's challenges there, you either get on board and turn them into opportunities, or you fold up your tent and go home. It's not the way we play. Thanks so much for coming to see me at my desk. Have a great one.